Thank you for watching. This is exclusive content from the World Retail Congress 2017 here in Dubai, where I caught up with K-Guru Gowrappan. Let's hear what K-Guru had to say. Hi, and I'm now joined by K-Guru, who is the Global Managing Director for Alibaba Group. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Perhaps you'd like to start by giving people a little bit of a sense of the absolutely massive scale of Alibaba today.
Sure. Thanks for having me here. Alibaba, what I call is it's not a linear e-commerce platform. It's more of a integrated stack of ecosystem, including payments, core commerce, cloud, our marketing engine, our logistics engine. So if you look at the scale at which we are now the largest online e-commerce retailer with $465 billion of GMV that we did last year, that talks to you the scale. And when you think about the users we reach, north of 450 million users. And then when you start looking at Singles Day, which is one of our biggest sale day, when you start doing $17.8 billion in a 24-hour period.
So let's repeat that. That's $17.8 billion in a 24-hour
period. And shipping more than almost 650 million packages during the sale period. And at some point, you're also doing at a peak of 120,000 transactions on your payment app. So, that just says that there's nobody at that scale. Your systems have to be working, your enablers have to be supporting the system. Then, of course, you have lots of brands, retailers, and consumers who are interacting at a very, very scaled level. So that gives you a sense. And of course, we've also now, through our investments and partnerships in Southeast Asia, through Lazada, and in India through Paytm, been scaling that and bringing that approach to those markets as well.
So e-commerce in China is booming. How do you see e-commerce across the rest of the world, and what do you think Alibaba's positioning is going to be in e-commerce globally?
E-commerce, I think e-commerce everywhere is growing, right? I think if you look at markets today, the core markets we focus on, e-commerce as a percent of total retail is anywhere from 1.5% to maybe 15% of total retail. So take a market like India, where total retail is $800 billion today, you have just 1.5% online. So that only says that the market is massive, the potential is massive. Same in Southeast Asia, average on the 6 key markets like Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, it's again around that 2% mark. So the opportunity is massive, and mainly driven by, think about the markets that are emerging where you don't have much offline retail footprint, right? But at the same time, you have a very high, growing GDP per capita, mobile penetration pretty high.
Yeah, and young population.
And young population.
Yeah.
A market like India, where median age is 27 and is only getting younger by the year, these are all great forcing functions coming together saying, hey, e-commerce will move. Now, at the same time, what we've talked about recently is it doesn't mean offline world is going away.
Yeah, I mean, you've done an interesting development in terms of O2O, and actually buying a massive, big electronics business, which many people would say was a dinosaur of the world anyway.
Sure.
What was the rationale behind that?
Yeah, so just to clarify, we invested in them and created a strategic partnership. I think the rationale is simple. I think as a consumer behavior, offline matters a lot, to have the experience of understanding the product. You're buying these products which could be, $1,000 or, whatever, north of, they're pretty expensive. So you want to have that experience going into the store and understanding what these products are. But at the same time, you have the convenience of being able to order anywhere you want, or being able to get support wherever you want, getting a delivery done within 12 hours, all that. So that's why omni-channel, when you think about offline to online and online to offline, that connectivity becomes very, very key. So something like Suning, which has massive electronics retail outlets across China, where now we have single inventory. And they have a brand store within Tmall. You can go on your app and order a product, or you can go into a store, scan the QR code, get it shipped to your home, or you order at home but you need after-sales support for you to go to a local store. So I think it's important that you have that unified approach, because I should be able to buy online, go and return it offline, because I may be able to look at something else, or buy offline and go home and enjoy it where it is. So we see this as an integrated world. What I call it is clicks to bricks and bricks to clicks. You want that to be one one unified value chain, and that was the rationale behind it. So I think all the markets we see, markets like India has similar behavior. People really at a core want to be going into a retail store and experiencing it. I think EY recently did a survey, part of this conference, where they said 92% of the Gen X really love to go to a retail outlet and experience the products. They may be buying different ways, but we don't see now as one channel. It's all interconnected. So everything influences your buying behavior.
Now clearly, with the customer base you have, with the transactions that you're doing, you not only satisfy a lot of consumers, you also throw off an amazing amount of data.
Yes.
What on earth are you doing with that data, and do you see that as a big strategic enabler for you?
Yeah, one of the things that Jack Ma has said clearly is, next 30 years, data will become the new natural resource, and that's going to transform retail, that's going to transform manufacturing, that's going to transform entertainment, and that's going to transform financial services. So think about these four big pillars. Data is the main core, and computing power, of course, is going to transform that. So for us, data, means a lot, because personalization, core engine behind personalization is data. Me being able to connect offline and online is data. So when we talk about one single block of value chain, it is offline, online, the consumer insights, the data that generates, right? And then the overall targeting, everything working in sync. Today, the world is not operating that way. I should be able to know where you are, who you are, and we do today, as part of our payment system, Alipay in China, we have a credit scoring system. So we understand, whether you're a customer who buys and you return a lot, or you are a very valuable customer. So you get not just reward points in many ways, but also more incentives, for being a good customer. And that also gives you better credit score. So then you're engaging with more use cases. We know how to promote more digital use cases to you. So it's all data in the end. It's all data to help the consumer and help the merchants with targeting, with engagement, and make the experience even better.
And you've got a whole series of tools that the merchants can use in order to
Sure.
better target, for them to have better sales.
Yes, for sure. And part of our seller tools and seller onboarding, when merchants and brands go on our platform, we do provide them a broad set of tools to be able to target these consumers. If you're in China, Lazada does the same thing for the merchants in Southeast Asia. Paytm does the same thing in India as well.
And how close are we to the notion of the mama and papa stores being able to get the same data and information as the big guys and leveling that particular playing field?
I think, I would say theoretically very close, and practically I think the implementation takes quite a bit of time. Today I'll take India as an example. We have 5 million small businesses and merchants who are leveraging Paytm. They use Paytm, they integrate Paytm into their mom and pop stores to be able to receive money. If you're going and buying something, you can pay using Paytm. So we have some data there, right? Have they all upgraded, called the CRM system and the backends? No, right? But that's what we're doing now, right? You're building tools to integrate into them. The good news in the new age of technology and mobile, it's not that hard. A lot of it is done on a mobile app, right? You're not installing massive PCs and backend systems to do that. So we are much more in an agile world. So as I said, theoretically we know what it is. We are seeing the adoption go up. I think that's why the computing power aspect becomes like the new normal. A lot of these guys will start adopting it very, very quickly. And we are seeing that happen already. So of course the big guys have adopted. So what happens is then data is a common citizen in a way. Everybody get access to it for what you're transacting at least, so that you can continuously improve. And then in an anonymous way, you get to see more insights, saying, hey, this particular product is doing well, I should probably carry that. And you as a store doesn't need to have an inventory of all the products. I can have a QR code book where you can walk into a store and scan it, but data will tell you what products you should carry and display and experience and what you should not. But I think we are much theoretically for sure on the right path. I think implementation-wise, we are on a much sooner journey what we are seeing across all the platforms.
Well, I think that'll be a fascinating time for everybody. One last question. I mean, Jack Ma is a legend. I think Fortune put him up at the highest in terms of his influence. What's he like?
I think for me, he's a personal hero. I have tremendous respect for what Jack is, and for many of us, we are here because of the respect we have for Jack. He's an unbelievably humble human being. He cares about doing the right thing. He's the most genuine person that I've met in my life. He will never mean anything bad. It's all about doing the right thing. So he's actually the core of our culture. He's really taught us as Alibaba how we should make sure it's customer first. He always says that during the IPO, he made this famous statement saying, today we have not earned the money, but we've earned trust. That is core part of our merchants, our consumers. We always make sure customers are first. He really keeps teaching us. He's a teacher at core. He used to call himself at one point, I'm the chief education officer when he was CEO. But he's constantly teaching us values. More recently, he's told us how he wants us to build over the next 20 years. The vision is laid out as be the 5th largest economy, engage 2 billion consumers globally, help 10 million merchants become profitable or enable them or empower them, and create 100 million jobs through our platform.
That's no small vision, is it?
No small vision. And all of that comes with his core value. It comes back to people, the respect he has for people, the core values, which is like, hey, make sure everything you do is sustainable, it's inclusive, and it drives healthy and happiness, which is amazing, right? That's what we all strive to do every day. So he inspires us every day. I think he's the core part of our equation of what we're doing, and he makes sure we're a living organism and keep evolving every day and keep changing and changing not just in China but globally. And he's the one who said, look, we're a company that was born in China, but we're made for the world, and let's have that positive impact globally. So he's all our hero, and I am beyond humbled and the massive privilege to be able to learn and work for somebody like Jack.
Right, well, Alibaba is way high in our BrandZ Top 100 Most Valuable Chinese Brands #2, which was just launched a couple of weeks ago. And we're going to be launching the BrandZ Top 100 Most Valuable Global Brands soon. I'm sure Alibaba will significantly increase in its value as a global brand. A lot of that is not only due to Jack's efforts, but yours as well. So, Guru, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for watching. This is just one of the interviews that we conducted at the World Retail Congress 2017 in Dubai, where we broadcast every night with an hours-long program. In order to see any of those programs or to watch any of the other interviews, just go to this website here. My name's David Roth from WPP. Thank you very much indeed for watching.